Welcome. We are live. Welcome to week 7's video. It's your boy Sauce, and we're gonna be going over this week's match against DJ. Now, just a little bit of history here. DJ, well-known season 1 champion. The guy's a master at Pokemon. The guy just knows his stuff. Former doubles expert in terms of his area expertise. Like, he comes in with a lot of doubles experience, but I mean, obviously he's good at Pokemon. He won last season, completely winning over me. But besides the point, just like last season, both of us headed into playoffs knowing that we secured playoffs, but we had each other as our last regular season opponents. Last season, he beat the floor with me. He then smoked me in playoffs. But then this season, again, just like last, we get to face him as our last opponent before moving into playoffs. And we get to see if we can turn the tides. So we get to see ourselves face off. Little grudge match here against the team that took us out last season. Now, DJ's been making a lot of moves here at the end of the season, making a lot of spicy moves, getting himself a little Sun Core action. He's bragging about Screen's Venusaur. He's bragging about a little bit of Mischief with some maybe Disable Encore Ninetales. I mean, the guy's DJ. He's a smart thinker. Really out of the box stuff. You can't really stop this madman. But we're going to take a look at how we fared this week. So without further ado, we get to look at the team DJ brought this week. Your Laughlin Lurantis. Let's check her out. Starting things off here, it's man Surfetched with the leak. Now, DJ picked up Surfetched through a lot of the free agent switches that he made last week. So just a big new boy to this lineup. He's bringing the jolly nature with Brave Bird, Close Combat Knockoff, and Leaf Blade with max attack EVs and a little bit of split more heavily into speed, and then the rest capped off into HP. So Surfetched, a scary boy, really. Up next is Golden Boss. We got Altaria with the leftovers. Last week we saw this thing absolutely tear apart Pokemon with the Perish Song Fire Trap set. And this thing, he brings it again. Just max HP with split defenses and leftovers. Roost, Fire Spin, Perish Song, Protect. This thing is there to stall you out and make you pay for it. So, really cool set here. I love the Altarius trade that happened here. Klefki with the Light Clay. Prankster. DJ's brought in Klefki a lot this season. Just his main setup. But this time no spikes, which is a little bit of an interesting play. Decides to go for the dual screen utility and then get a little bit of T-Wave action and finally play her off as a solid attack option. We've seen him run the Recycle Berry with Spike set, but this time going for the dual screens and utility with the T-Wave. Next is Slithered with the Choice Scarf. DJ told me he brought this thing to make sure that it outsped everything on my team, including a Scarfed Heliolisk on that end of things. So this thing is just a speedy boy. We have Sniper as the ability, Snipe Shot, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, and you know what? Haze. Nothing like a Choice Scarfed Haze just coming in and be like, no, stop that. So, pretty cool stuff. Next is Shiz. Oh my god, Shiz. The Zapdos. Leftovers, Static. A nice little utility boy here. I mean, you got the max HP, the maxed speed, and seeing that special attack here, just going for the Roost, Ancient Power, Hurricane, and Discharge. Just a nice bulky set here. Nothing too insanely special. He's definitely gone with Zapdos a lot of the time in his recent matches. And finally, to round things off, Chandelure with a Chandelure and bringing the Figgy Berry. Just looking to maybe abuse a bit of that with some Pain Split, Calm Mind, Energy Ball, and Flamethrower. This thing just maxing its speed with Timid, and then putting the rest into HP and a bit into special attack. So overall, this is your Untitled 7, brought to you by Silverhammer. And now, for the Raichu! Coming in, we got Gotcha with heavy duty boots. So we got the Prankster. Yes, newsflash, we picked up 2 special Pokemon this week. Returning from season 1, we got Whimsicott and Aegislash. Now, these 2 Pokemon last season were kind of insane for me, as I love Whimsicott so much. This thing is just like straight utility, and as soon as I found that Aegislash was on the market, I kind of just dumped off Dusclops and just went straight for Aegislash, just thinking I love that offensive ghost type. Like, it's so nice to have. That paired with Whimsicott, where, as you see in this set here, we have 252 HP, and then just maxed out bulk with max defense, and then rounding it off into special defense, getting the Trick Room and the Tailwind and Defog for any hazards, and then U-turn because I know that he's bringing Fire Spin, so I need a way to actually get out just in case we're trapped. So just a straight utility set here from Whimsicott. And now we got everybody's favorite, Dane Cook. Thank you. This time, I was hoping, since he brought Ninetales into his team picture, that he'd just kind of set up some sun for me. So we have no one to set the sun. So we just kind of had solar power as like a, hey, I hope you don't bring it, because if you do, too bad, you know? But instead, we're just going straight choice specs, getting the max speed, max special attack, and Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Dark Pulse because of a lot of Pokemon on his team for Golurk and Chandelure, just to make sure that goes through, and then Weather Ball, and this was for the sunny day that won't happen. So that's that. Scrap Dinner, bringing the Choice Band and Moxie. So I maxed out the speed here with Jolly Nature and then max attack, and just going for some good utility, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and then close combat stab with Knockoff. Honestly, looking at his team, there's nothing that resists Knockoff besides Surfetched, so we're just gonna go Choice Banded Knockoffs with Moxie. And to our new agent here, we got Harvey, this little two-faced bastard here, Aegislash with the Life Orb, stance changing it up just to go straight attack moves with the Trick Room set. So Shadow Claw, Iron Head, Psycho Cut for max coverage, and then Shadow Sneak for the priority, and once Trick Room wears off. So just a heavy hitter smacker. Pony Boy up next, bring in the Assault Vest. I mean, I might bring this every week. Like, this guy is so good. He's so good. I just love how tanky he is. He's got such good attack. I don't know. Under Trick Room, this guy just smacks down like the move. As well as Earthquake, Iron Head, Payback, just for a little bit of dark coverage. Close combat. Fighting moves are actually not that good against DJ's lineup, surprisingly. He's got a lot of things to counter that. So, and lastly, probably the MVP of the week in terms of my rankings here, we got King Hippo. And we're bringing the heavy duty boots because we want to be able to swap in with that regenerator. But this time, max HP, max special attack. We're going Quiet Nature, and we're just killing it with Nasty Plot, Ice Beam, Psyshock, and Surf. Now, I wanted a very impressive special attacker under the influence of Trick Room. So looking at the whole team picture here, the game plan is to essentially have Gotcha be our lead, set up everything we got, and then either go into a tailwind or trick room scenario, and then just plot out Dane Cook or Scrap Dinner for the special or the physical choice smacks with max speed, and then have the heavy hitting coverage of Harvey and King Hippo with the trick room. And Ponyboy's just kind of like a stall utility, just throw him in there, soak some hits type of guy. So that's the type of plan that we went with here. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the game, folks. All right, so not a lot riding on this game. Turns to playoffs. Looks like DJ and I both have made it, but still bragging rights. And the fact that last season turned out to be the exact same way, with us facing off before playoffs as our last regular season game. Kind of want to win this one. So taking a look at his lineup, he brings the Surfetched, Inteleon, Altaria, Zapdos, Klefki, and Chandelure. So the game plan doesn't change. We bring out the Whimsicott. So he brings out Surfetched. I go for a Tailwind here, as I'm thinking Surfetched is pretty slow, so I don't really want to feed into it in case it spec'd its own speed for Trick Room shenanigans. So he goes for the knockoff, knocks off my heavy duty boots, which, I mean, it's all right, but it's not the worst. Thank you for the max defense. And so I just swap right into Mudsdale, because I'm thinking this thing just might be able to set up, which it fortunately didn't. So Klefki gets out a Reflect. I get him with an Earthquake, try and hit him again. He goes into a Flying type. He's got two of them. Good play by me. But so we go into Whimsicott again just to kind of set up some more things here. He then goes for the Perish Trap, and I get off a Trick Room, and fortunately I'm able to U-turn out of here, and this is exactly why we got it. So we bring in the Slowking, and I know he's probably gonna switch, so I go into Nasty Plot, but he doesn't. So I'm like, okay, he knows I have Ice Beam now. I hit Durr, and he gets off one last Light Screen, which is pretty good for him. So now I can go freely into this and that Leak Blade. I swap in Ponyboy because I know I need to save Slowking because he's definitely an important facet to the team here. So I just go into the Sacrificial Ponyboy. I'm thinking, look, he's bulky. Get hit with a Leak Blade, and my goodness, the crit. I mean, it's gonna crit. It's a Surfetched. It's bound to happen, but I lose 80% of my health. So I'm just, honestly, I'm staying in. I'm just going to try and take down this Light Screen timing because, So we get into Whimsicott. We're going back to square one. We get the Trick Room. He thankfully switches, which I guess he couldn't have done a lot of damage knowing that it was max defense, but in hindsight, he maybe should have tried to just take this guy out because Whimsicott was the main setter here for the game. So we just do an immediate switch, gets the crit onto the Ancient Power, but doesn't matter too much. We go for Shadow Claw, it does a decent amount of damage. And Discharge does a decent, very good amount of damage. But he's at 55. I get a Shadow Claw. He lives on 1%. Now, I don't know if this is just haunting me, but I can't seem to kill a Pokemon, apparently, because there's just something missing. There's like 1% that never gets done. So you're just about to see what happens here. He gets a Roost off. And at this point, I'm gonna swap into a... I'm just kind of hoping to maybe, and I'm just like, you know what, Trick Room ends. Sorry, Harvey, you two-faced boy, you can't help me here. Just go for a Shadow Sneak just to get some damage. And now we just go straight into Dane Cook. I know he's going to be faster, just based on what I've seen. Zapdos just seems like kind of a bulkier set, so I just go in, knowing that I can outspeed, and I'm just gonna Volt Switch anyways. Does a decent chunk to Golden Boost it, but we go into King Hippo. I thought he was gonna switch knowing that I had Ice Beam, so I then kind of was predicting hopefully a Surfetched swap to kind of get the Psyshock in, but didn't play out. And I swap. I don't want to get Fire Spinned. He Roosts, which is good on him. And now I know he's going to swap, so I then do my own Volt Switch just to make sure that I get priority, and now I can put back in Gotcha. So we put in the Tailwind. I thought this thing was just going to straight up Fire Blast me, but he starts setting up. So I'm a little bit scared here because I don't want this thing setting up on me. I get a U-turn out, and he anticipates this and gets a nice Pain Split. 72% health. I get the knockoff here. We got a Tailwinded, Banded, Moxie boosted Scrafty. We then get the Inteleon. Snipe shot for sure. This guy gets the crit. 71% down. The crit did matter after doing a calc. So, damn, Slithered. You got a good snipe here, but sucks to see, but you know what? It's all right. Scrap Dinner probably would have crushed this lizard, but yay, whatever. Pokemon's Pokemon. So, Tailwind peters out. That's not good. So, we get it up again. You know us. Defog. I thought he was gonna like switch or try and kill me, so I'm just gonna, you know, I don't want to have Heliolisk take a full-on attack here. So I didn't want to like just blindly switch. So Tailwind, I kind of waste a turn. And I'm just thinking, okay, Tailwind's going out. I'm just going to Trick Room instead. Because I don't want to bring in a Heliolisk now. I then get a Surf on, and I get the crit. Doing the calc on this mattered too. So we're kind of even for crits in terms of like major crits that affected the game. That was a big one. King Hippo, you crushed it. Because now we got a max special attack boy in the Trick Room. And you're about to see what plays out here. Altaria, you got an Ice Beam, boom. And Inteleon, one Psyshock. Okay, Trick Room ends. I know he's going to be able to Dark Pulse again because he's Scarfed. So I'm thinking, hey, I did basically more than 2/3 your health with one Psyshock, so I should be able to just kill you. We get flinched. We get flinched. All right. We get flinched. Now, that's okay. That's okay. We're fine with that. So, Inteleon gets the kill on the King Hippo. We gotta put in Whimsicott. We got 2 people left. And you know what? Whimsicott, with the Tailwind. See, he switches out into Surfetched, and I knew he was probably thinking I'm going to try that Defog strat again where I just hope he kills me, but I'm not playing that this time. I go into Heliolisk knowing that he's a bit specially bulky, can take a hit, and now I can just T-Bolt my way to victory. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the game. That is the game. Now, it feels good. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good. But yeah, you know, disclaimer, DJ had to go. He was trying to catch a bus on time, and you know, I made sure to take extra long turns so he felt stressed, and you know, just made it an unenjoyable time. But no, I'm kidding. But it was honestly a very good close game. Lots of back and forth. Honestly, just a fun one because playing DJ, he's really good at Pokemon, and just seeing what he comes up with and just trying to match it in terms of ingenuity and strategy wise, it's fun, you know, just 2 heavy hitters going at it. It's good content, you know. It was so much fun to play. So GG's to DJ. I'm excited to see the team that you're able to bring for playoffs here. And speaking of playoffs, because of that, we're in. And looking at the records here, even though Lanky Paul was able to beat me, my tiebreaker score should put me above. I see that Colin won his game. So I think overall here, we're ending off on a pretty good, at least 4th place here, I think. So overall, like, maybe did a little bit slipping, but like, you know, a pretty decent record here, 5-2. So, I mean, not bad at all, you know. So we're getting close to playoffs, and we got till Wednesday to make a couple free agent trades. So we got some trades. We got 2 free agent slots left that we can kind of use. Maybe, I don't really know what we're gonna look at here, but we have a couple options here, as we did use those last free agents to drop Grimmsnarl, as well as drop in Dusclops here for the Whimsicott and Aegis/Swoop in, thanks to Peyton. So yeah, I look forward to seeing a little bit of pre-playoff picture action, maybe doing a little bit of scouting. We might be able to look and see what we're doing with the team here. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for more Kalamazoo Raichu news. And yeah, until then, we don't really know the schedule yet, as there's still a little bit of games playing out here, but we are excited to go into playoffs, and just want to say good luck to everybody out there, because last season we got number 2, and we're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop that and get number 1. So no, but thanks for watching, and see you guys up in the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Do it. You must subscribe.